just know in my heart of hearts that get another resume, get another examples, get another knowledge, let it add to your teaching catalog, because obviously this also will come and pass. It has not come to stay. That is why you hear it come and it came to pass. So it gives me joy. I will stand up and talk about it. I'm going to stand up and preach it. If I'm not preaching it to the public place like this, I will still have to preach it to somebody somewhere, having to have a privilege of access to me. There is nothing that happens to you. Anybody that causes you pain has brought gain to you. In my language, pardon me, I will say it in English. Adaniloro agbára ló fi kọ́ni. The person that somebody hurts, the person who have hurt you has brought you gain. The person, that's the meaning of that. The person that has hurt you and has brought you gain made you stronger. If you can only be strong and be stronger if you apply wisdom that will profit you. If you apply wisdom, a lot of people, the moment a thing happens like that, they are just shattered, they are scattered, they are like Humpty Dumpty, they can't be put together again. Because of that, they lose woefully, they lose the battle of life, they fail woefully, they lose I don't want to say people lose gallantly, it could happen, lose in the battle of life. And that makes you, of course, you don't, I say this and people think, or maybe it wasn't a word, a wise word, but let me explain it today on this platform before I go to what brought me here today. We're going to address an issue, profitable wisdom. Now, I say it often that you can never learn the secret of success from a successful man. It is difficult. Any man that have really made it in life and is successful, I'm talking about a top-notch success. Hear me today. The person will never tell you the secret of the success. He won't, except you are mentoring, except you're teaching. The person could give you one or two things, the things he has done, the things she has done, the experiences and all. The best teacher of success, you want to learn how to be successful, sit down with him. You can't even sit down with a failure. Sit down to study the life of a man that has failed in relationship, failed in business, failed in life, failed in ministry. Just sit down, take a pen and a paper and start writing the things you observe in the life of that person that made him to fail. Why a successful man will never open his mouth to say, this is the secret of my success, is by the time he tells you, guess what? I did a 100-day fast. Guess what? I struggled with being broke. I was in debt. I was almost going to prison. I was arrested. My business was closed up because I couldn't afford some things. I took a loan. I lost money. By the time he's telling you those things, he will be saying to himself, is it not the grace of God that made me to do like this, to become like this? Or let me bring it on the other side. Maybe somebody just made it in life and is a multi-millionaire or a spiritually, loaded person. By the time he's telling you, you know what, I did a 100-day fast. I don't eat breakfast, lunch or dinner. I give to people. I help the poor. Before he says one or two things, something is telling him or her, be careful. Don't be proud. Be careful. Let it not sound as if you are arrogant. Are you trying to take the glory of God? Are you trying to say is your effort? Are you trying to say that you are the one that did it? There will be a little bit of caution, especially for people like us that have conscience and we are spiritual. Let me put it that way. It's going to be difficult to keep telling you some of the things that are done I have to humble myself. I have to apologize when I've not offended anybody. I have to stoop to conquer. I have to say sorry when I don't have to say sorry. Those things, you will not, the person will not be able to bring it out the way it is. But if you want to study the life of someone that has failed woefully, who has lost it, sit down to look at what he's doing that is wrong. I believe, is my school of thought, that the only person, the best teacher for success is someone that has failed. Is open. Everybody has their school of thought. But I've been able to sit down to ask myself, if somebody asks me now, as I'm talking to you, Funke, what made you this? Honestly, I would say it's God. I cannot look back and ask myself or tell myself, this is what you have done. But listen to me. The biggest secret to all of this, there's a dimension of wisdom that people display in the midst of their storm that makes them to stand out and be outstanding. Anyhow, at any level, wisdom. I don't want to go into another dimension. I'm happy that every Tuesday night like this, morning, afternoon, depending on the time you're watching, I'm just talking about profitable wisdom. But something broke my heart today. I had the news that crushed my soul. And I said, wow. If wisdom is applied here, this wouldn't have happened. If this person took wisdom as a weapon to profit with, she wouldn't have died. There's a lady, her name is Aminat, poisoned herself and her 2 kids after a fight with her husband. She killed herself and her children because herself and her husband had a fight. Now, depression is real. Let me quickly say that. I know that, of course, she has been depressed. And what got her into that state of depression, she felt sad 24/7. Hear me. Your mental health, I will digress and come back. Your mental health is as tangible as your physical body that you are touching. That's why I'm a doctor that heals the soul. I'm a professional. Seek help when you are losing it. It's wisdom, and that wisdom is profitable. When you know you cannot hold yourself again, you are not real again, you are like, you want to shred yourself and cut yourself to bits and pieces, quickly seek intervention. In life, in the world of medicine, they do referral. If the worst comes to the worst, it's difficult to manage you. We have people that would join hands together, join efforts together to help you. But bottling up in the midst of your storm is foolishness. We are tripartite beings. You have a spirit, you have a soul, you live in a body. The moment your soul is being downcasted, you are feeling unhappy, you are sad consistently. Now, this woman, because this is a case note, of course, she achieved this by killing herself and killing her 2 children. Don't forget the story of a boy that blew some about 2021, that even the governor of a state had to commend and gave an award, and that boy became a brand ambassador for so many brands, that told her mother, mommy, calm down, mommy, be calming down like this, mommy, calm down. She committed suicide too. She died, according to the news. And that tells me something. People are not mentally aware, African especially, that depression is real, is tangible, is touchable. You can touch depression. When you wake up in the morning, this lady that committed suicide, killed herself and her 2 kids because herself and her husband had a fight. Excuse me, is beyond the fight. Husband and wife, they fight. We don't know the circumstances that surrounded that decision for her to have killed herself, but she was deep in depression. She's desperately in the pit of, what do I do? Who will help me? I'm finished. I'm good for nothing. I've lost everything. I don't know. Probably her husband had an affair. And the truth is, for a woman, affair to a woman is painful than rape. Affair to a woman is painful than the death of a child. The pain of sexual unfaithfulness is overwhelming for any woman. That's the truth. But she's not going to be the first person that her husband was acting out. She was not going to be the last person that her husband will have extra whatever is the cause of the fight between herself and her husband, or whatever it is, or the level of shame. Nobody knows yet. It's just the news that came out today. I'm still waiting. Probably some people will put, heads to, or whatever information that we could lay our hands on. But just know that depression is real. The moment you have been depressed consistently, there's no joy again. You don't have joy, you don't have happiness, you don't have reasons to live. Excuse me, I've been there multiple times in my little life. Just want to end it. There's a wisdom that I'm going to be bringing out here shortly. Persistent sadness. You are no more interested in the things that gives you joy again. You don't want to go to work, you just want to sleep, you just feel down 24/7. Seek help. I just want to bring down that depression is real. You lose interest, you are sad, you don't want to eat, you don't feel like eating 2-3 days, you are not eating, you just don't want to sleep, you can't sleep, you are tossing from one end of your bed to the other, you are just miserable, you are feeling miserable, you are losing energy. You that is always enthusiastic, you are always up and about, now you don't want to even do anything. There's no energy anymore. So focus, you're just not there. There's a problem, and the problem is simple. You are going through depression. Anything can come in to bring depression to you. Could be your kids, your husband, your children, but with friends. Maybe you are isolated, you are abandoned, you are rejected. Now hear me, because it's profitable wisdom we are handling here. Wisdom tells you never bottle up. Speak up. Tell someone before it deteriorates to a level of wanting to commit suicide, and you didn't choose to die alone. You took all your children and you just boom, lost it at the expense of those beautiful. When people are depressed, they don't think about anything good. There's nothing good anymore. They're just ready to kaput, to get out of the picture, and that is not fair. It's not fair. Not blaming the person that is depressed. You can't blame somebody that is depressed. Forget it. You only blame depression. But the strong advice, profitable wisdom, the wisdom I'm going to be teaching us today is, number one, seek help. Bring it out. I know a lot of people, even myself, have been vulnerable to people that took advantage of me, but it doesn't matter. The reason why people bottle up and they don't talk, they keep everything inside, is because they have trusted a friend, open up their secret to a friend, and the friend, you were expecting a warmth, a hug, an embrace, just a kind of empathy, sympathy, empathy for that person to just, oh, I feel you, it's okay, everything will be all right. The person took your topic and it was widespread. It became a news. Definitely, you are going to want to keep to yourself, but please don't. Don't. If you close your eyes for one bad person to pass, when a good person is passing, you will not know. Have someone in your life. Listen, it could be a friend, it could be an acquaintance, it could be a colleague, anybody that you know you are safe with. And I'm going to talk to the people that people are trusting with their issues too. Please, if you have a privilege of access to anybody's privacy, it's not a weapon in your hand. It's not a weapon in your hand. It's an oath that you must make to keep it secret. You know how many things that I've heard in my life that is going to my grave with me? You don't want to know. You don't want to know what I've heard. You don't want to know how many people's secrets, how many issues that I've bottled that can never come out. It's only when maybe if they have to open your tummy when you die, maybe it will come out, and it's not possible. Let me be honest with you. People go through stuffs. Depression could come from guilt, shame, and the only thing that is not redeemable is death. Shame is redeemable. If somebody confides in you, I've digressed, I'm coming back to profitable, it's still profitable wisdom. If somebody trusts you, confided in you, let me give you, I'm not going to mention any name, but you need to take this wisdom. There was this man of God that had addiction problem. He committed adultery, and he went to a veteran, a man of God, and confided in the man. And the man dusted him. Let's go, let's move, let's act, pray fast, in deliverance, everything. And he bounced back, sound. And there was one person that was exposed similarly, and the news went viral. Today, their bouncing back is not the same. Life is a privilege. Information given is a privilege. That's why we talk about privileged information. When people trust you to open their hearts, their secret pain to you, if you don't know what to do about it, if you don't have any solution, keep quiet and forget it. Don't make it a point of conversation, not even with a third party. Because I'm teaching profitable wisdom. If it filters, the person in question can commit suicide. That's why I teach people. I said, if you are a pastor, you are a minister, or whatever vocation you choose to touch lives, learn the profession. You are learn that job. It's not every preacher that is a counselor. One of the job of a counselor is to keep secrets. In my therapy, when you come in for therapy, I sign an oath of confidentiality. It's an oath. Especially when I have parents bring their children for therapy, and probably they said they saw them masturbating, they are watching pornography, or they were raped, or they were molested, and they got into depression. You don't know that children get depressed. Theirs is worse. I've handled some kids that are depressed. I'm glad some of them they bounced back. But guess what? I will tell them, I said, look at me, sweetheart. At the counseling table, look at me very well. Whatever you tell me, this your mommy or your daddy that brought you to me. If I tell them, if you are matured enough, you have a right to sue me to court. And that gives them confidence. They just change and open up, because they know that I've even signed that I will keep their secrets, and I will still verbalize it and tell them you have a right to sue me. And because because they know, they saw me, they've seen my personality, they know I'm an old person, they just open up. A lot of them are back in school. They are doing exceptionally well, because you are sick as your secret. You are sick as your secret. And one thing you need to know is this: the moment you divulge any information that you are privileged to have, or you now took it as an opportunity to blackmail and tell the world, hey, just know something. You have lost a life to suicide. Because when it comes to, I see people crying here, when it comes to things like this, we have to be intentional. We have to be careful when we deal with lives. I don't know what had happened. Some people, she couldn't handle the shame. I can talk about this for the next 1 year. This particular case, probably they discovered that the 2 children she had is not for her husband, and the husband says, I'm not good, it's not funny. And she just sat down to picture what people would say, friends, neighbors. Maybe she's a church girl or a mosque girl that is very committed to religion. And she said, wait, the best thing is to just get out of here. Get out of here and just take my life, God forbid. Who knows what is the reason behind you poisoning yourself and your 2 kids because she had a fight, after a fight with her husband? What could have been the thing behind? What would have brought the depression? Who knows? Probably shame. Probably she just, and let me say this too. There's so many profitable wisdom. We have a lot to talk about on this platform for the next, as long as I have breath. I will keep bringing things out in this light. There are things you don't allow yourself to get into, or to get to a particular level which you want to just take your life. You don't have to. There is life. There is hope. As long as there is hope, there is life. When there is life, there is hope. Your life is not your own. You don't take it. Wisdom tells you, talk to someone, send me a DM, text someone. Sometimes people go through stuff. They are depressed, they are losing it. All they want somebody to do is to just listen. Just listen. Just listen. They don't want any comment, they don't say anything. Just listen to me. Let me just belch. Let me bring it out. Let me vomit it. That's why in counseling, sometimes you just do all the listenings. Sometimes I listen for 2 hours. And are you there? I say, I'm here, I'm listening. I'm all ears. Sometimes I say I'm all heart. Wisdom tells you to be careful when you are feeling low or depressed, or things are not working, or you were duped. Hey, recently a lady came to me. She lost her mind. What happened? Somebody was telling her a lot of things about her husband and her children, and her mind could not handle it, and she lost it. She was almost eating all the things on the table in my office. Beautiful, intelligent, and undergraduate. And let me be honest with you, the moment your mind is off, is snapped off. Now, she committed suicide. Some go straight to a mental home. They go straight to a psychiatric hospital. That's it. And the moment you can't come back from that space, that place of insanity, it is for life. You'll be taking antidepressants, you'll be taking some psychiatric drugs for life. Please don't get there. That's just the wisdom I'm releasing today. Don't get there. Tell somebody. Share your pain. Let someone hear you. We have counselors, we have therapists, and please respect professionals. I use glasses. I have an optician. I had issues with my tooth. I saw a dentist. When I turned 40, I started having pain on my knees. I saw a physio telling me lose weight, work out, do exercise. I did hysterectomy some years back. There were over 9 people at the surgery table for just one body. How would you think one person will say, I can handle everything? It's not possible. That's why it's important to cry before someone that will say sorry to you. Don't cry before someone that will not say sorry to you. When you are seeking help, Seek help intentionally. I live in a generation where people are not intentional. They don't just do things as if they know what they are doing. That to me is something else. I was meditating about a particular lady, and I told myself, I said, very intentional, very very intentional. She knew her husband was not going to see anybody, but she knew how to press the button. And not just pressing the button, there were things she did that was crazy. Come on. She was not reacting at the first dinner. She said, honey, if you love me, thanks for giving me access. Profitable wisdom. Can we have a dinner, please? The husband said, whatever you want, half of my kingdom I'll give you. We go for the dinner. And that dinner, the enemy was right at the dinner table. And this girl, profitable wisdom, she did not give a sign that the guy was going to die, or he is the cause of the dinner. Haman was the cause of the dinner. He was at the first dinner. And he did not smell anything. There was no reaction, there was nothing. Listen, be intentional. Have wisdom. That was wisdom par excellence, at the peak of it. If you don't understand that the battle of life will drown you. Life is tough. Life is not fair. If life hits you, don't head it. Why would you commit suicide, kill yourself, poison herself and her 2 kids? That is depression. Oh, somebody said, oh, why can't you pray? Prayer is good. But please don't ever say it again. Telling somebody that is depressed to pray. They can't pray. Depressed people don't pray. They need therapy. They need help. Don't ever say to anybody that he's feeling down, persistent sadness, loss of interest, no energy, he doesn't want to do anything, he lost appetite, feeling tired, very irritable, get angry, leave me alone, boss, having pain all over, and he's thinking, what am I here for? Let me die, let me just die. Being suicidal, thank you. Being suicidal, I just want to die. Why am I here? You will tell that person, look at your children, look at your house. See, I don't need anything, I just want to die. When you are struggling consistently with the thought of depression, please cry out. Please don't ever tell anybody that is depressed to pray. They can't pray. I've seen a lot. You know what it means for a woman to kill herself and her children? I handled a case. You don't even want me to say, but I'll say it. Well coded and covert. A lady told her husband that the day I heard that you committed adultery, I'm going to kill you and kill all my children. So the girl that the man committed adultery with was one that called me and said, Ma, I'm in trouble. Something happened. Blah, blah, blah. She told me her story. And she was 4 weeks gone. 4 weeks pregnant. And she has 5 kids. The man is a pastor, had 4 children. The first thing when she called me, I was somewhere, she called me and said, Mommy, I need to see you, blah, blah, blah. When she told me the story why she was vulnerable. You know, when we are talking about adultery, addiction, it's another topic for another day. I'm just teaching us wisdom. And she just, when she came, I told her, I said, I called my doctor, I called the Mending Lives doctor. I said, doctor, please help me, save me. I don't believe in abortion, but do something, save my soul. I won't tell you what happened. I've said it on some of my radio programs. The wife overheard it, heard the conversation. I'm telling you what happened, that I handled myself. Had the conversation, saw that the husband sent money for her for the abortion. Before the man came back from work, she had drank poison with all her 4 children. They called me at 2 a.m. in this house. I looked for an ambulance for anywhere in the world I could get an ambulance. That night, I didn't come home to sleep till about 4 a.m. Thank God they could resuscitate that woman and her children. I'm telling you the reality of life. I don't know the cause of this suicide, killing herself, poisoning her children, but it's possible. This heart does not have bone. So when things happen and it's beyond you, you are overwhelmed, go to the rock. Go to a counselor. If you are a Christian, look for a Christian counselor. If you are not faith-based, look for someone. Belch, vomit, say it out. You are sick as your secret. What killed this woman? And sometimes, because you have not heard other people's story, you think, my own is bad, oh, I'm ashamed. You don't know that shepherd bleeds. If I'm privileged one day to tell you the story of my life, some of you will cry for 1 year. You still be remembering my story, you'll be crying. I say it's not possible. Not on this earth. It's like, for real? Yes. But you know the privilege that I have? I have healthy circle, accountability circle, support system, good one. By the time you are bringing your story and making it look big, just say another person. I remember somebody in the midst of my storm. My son, prophet, he would pack Indian hen. I was losing it. This was a boy that now gave me a car. If I had committed suicide and died, would I see that one? He told me, one person just came, my healthy support system. He said, Mama, don't let them write your autobiography. Let them write your biography. He started giving me examples of men of God on the pulpit, pastors that their sons were smoking Indian. I said, it's not true. It's not true. It's not true. By the time he finished with me, that time there was no food, there was nothing. He gave me money, encouraged me. I cried and cried and cried. Cry very well if you want to cry. But the point is that there's no reason. It takes wisdom for you to say, even if they are going to gossip me, I've gotten to that place. Whatever you say, you didn't wear my shoes, you don't know where I hurt. But this present situation, I wish somebody could help me to write it down. My present situation is not my final destination. My present situation is not my final destination. My present situation is not my final destination. I remember one of my strong support system, strong ally, Mommy Oladele, she said, Mama, Mommy, I will say it in Yoruba and say it in English. He said, calm down, just calm down. Kí ẹni tí ò lóògùn má sọ pé òògùn òun ló jẹ́. If you kill yourself, what's the meaning? If you kill yourself in this storm, the person that does not have juju, that does not have power to kill you, will say, yes, I killed her. I succeeded in killing her. Those were the words that sustained me, that kept me going, and so many. I remember one day I was losing, I wanted to kill myself. I said, what am I living for? My friend said, shut up, don't say that again, shut up. She shouted at me, shut up, shut me down. I said, don't say that again. Who told you I'm not suicidal? Forget it. Everybody has a potential of losing their minds. Yes, my present situation is not my final destination. That's why you tell people, you don't know what I'm passing through. I will pass through. I'm passing through it. It's a passage. Nobody sleeps in the passage. Can you write it down? It is a passage. Nobody sleeps in the passage. Don't let anybody know. Don't let anybody believe that whatever you're going through now, what life has thrown at you now is your end. It's not your end. Another chapter will be open. Another chapter. Because this woman, she's lost it. She's dead with her 2 kids. Dead with her 2 kids. Because life was not fair to her herself. Maybe she discovered her husband had a child, and please let me say this to people that have listening hearts, especially some of us that comment and just say things and assume. Next week I'll be talking about profitable wisdom. Before you conclude and give out the story and conclude about anybody's story, find out. Some of you will miss, thank you, it's a passage. Nobody sleeps in the passage. Some of you, somebody's word that you have heard that you did not verify may make you not to go to eternity that is good. Because you just conclude. Why can't you go and ask the person a question and say, come, what happened? Then you want to hear, then you hear. I've had people that would not check out, they would not find out anything, and they are playing holier than thou, and I just shake my head. And that's why you can't find me in a clique. I'm a one-woman gang. I can't be in your clique. It's not possible, because your story does not look like my story. So I'm comfortable in my space. And the people that I'm sent to, the people that I look like, they will look for me. We will help each other. What I'm saying is simple. When you are going through stuffs, you are not the only one. There are others, 1,001 people that are going through the same thing, that are being able to come out of it, and they have become a wounded healer. They have become a voice. They have become an institution. They have become a helper of others. I remember in the midst of some serious storms, I just told myself, my generation needs me. I told one person, if you don't need me, this other person needs me. If this other person does not need me, this other person needs me. If this other person does not need me, if all of you don't need me, my generation needs me. I told myself, I can't die in this. Killing yourself with your 2 children, your generation gone into extinction. Mommy, calm down. She's dead. Osinachi died. For what? Life is not. Don't. You are not. You don't have your life. Don't take it. Don't take it. It's not your life. Wisdom for today. Profitable wisdom for today. Speak to someone. Let help come. Seek professional intervention. Yes, it costs. Yes. But listen to me. If you don't have the proper professional intervention in the area of, okay, you can't afford to pay for therapy, look for a place where you can vent. It's as simple as straightforward. Look for a solid support system that will listen to you, probably help you to seek an intervention and pay for your therapy. Probably. And very soon that will happen, that people will have to come check into therapy, and it will be highly subsidized. We're going to get there. We're going to get there, because people are hurting. That lady I told you, I didn't get home till very early in the morning. Thank God we could get an ambulance. They were in the hospital for 1 week, trying to remove the poison from their system. Poison. So this one that finally died, she wasn't the first person that was going to poison herself and her kids. So many women, they do it. If their heart cannot handle what life has thrown at them, they want to lose it. And you know the bad part about this is, I'm going to be talking about some things. You need to learn wisdom. Do you know that the mom might even felt, so she killed herself and she wants to die. Have you ever been in a place where somebody will hurt you so badly, rock your boat to the root, shake your foundation to the root, and you will say, so what? No sorry, still giving alibi? You know how many people are like that? Are they the set of people you want to die for and kill yourself for? Please share this to your friend. Let them know. Anybody that is telling you, I'm so down, I'm feeling low, I just want to kill myself, can you just share it with them? It's not necessary. Life can hit you, don't head it. Life can hit you, don't chest it. You can walk over it. There is nothing you cannot walk over. People have gone through wars. Because we don't do parties for those that are suffering, you don't even know that you don't have a problem. I've left my house in the midst of my storm, walking naked out of my gates. Naked, no clothes. It was my son that took me back. So I know what it means when you are losing it. Some of you have not heard that. Imagine, I was one day, I was cutting myself with knife. I couldn't stand it. Cutting myself, bleeding everywhere. Suicide straight up. Then I didn't know better. So I want you to know that for me to come out of it, you can come out of it. That's what I'm saying. Don't let anybody, don't let anything take your life before your time. You are not didn't take your life, you took the life of your children. That woman poisoned 4 children. true story, true people, tangible, substantial human being. Because husband is not working, children are not working, life will work. Cry out, talk to someone, let help come. Help is always available. If this one mock you, backbite you, talk you at the back, another one will talk, will help you, will listen, and this season will change. There is no competition that is permanent. My present situation is not my final destination. Don't judge me by what you are seeing now. Anything can happen. There could be a switch. Joseph went to bed as a prisoner. Overnight he became a prime minister. Is that not a switch? That's a switch. Switch. You can go to bed today and become a trillionaire the following day. Who knows? Oh, I'm barren, I didn't have kids. Maybe that's the last intimacy you have with your husband is the next pregnancy. So what happens with losing your mind? Thank you everyone. Yes. What happens now if you now have a child and you have drank poison, you are treating cancer, please let someone hear your heart. Pen it down, do a voice note. If they lie, let them publish it everywhere. The same mouth, the joy that God is a master script writer. I love him. Oh God, I love God though. He rewrites stories. He scripts people's life well. By the time he rescripts your life and the story changes, that person becomes an addition to your story. The person is added to your teaching or preaching or your testimony catalog. That's how it works. So if you are trying to cover up or somebody knows your story, knows your problem, and is telling you this and this and that, who says that I'm not going to still come out and talk about it? My present situation is not my final destination, but don't tag me with my pain. Don't let me kill myself. I don't know what would have been the source or the reason for this girl killing herself and her two kids, male or female, we don't even know. What would have made that woman kill herself? The mother of mommy, calm down. What would have made this woman kill her 4 children? Because her husband had an affair. Is he the first person that will have an affair? I remember one of my nasty episodes, somebody said, what's your problem? Calm down. I won't tell you the details for another time. Life is too short to allow anything. And finally, let me say this, because I said I'll just be spending I spent an hour. Oh my God. Let me say this. Sometimes some of these challenges are there to stretch us, to enlarge our capacity, to make us stronger. True. The lady that I said had no reaction at the first dinner lost her dad, lost her mom. She was an orphan, a dancer, a star, lost her parents. She became a subject of maid to her uncle and his wife and his children. Treated her like a trash. Sometimes some of these challenges, wisdom tells you, is it enlarging my capacity? Is it making me strong? What is it that is bringing out of me? When I'm pressed, I said it in one of the episodes, when I'm pressed, it's bringing something out of me. When you are pressed, what is inside of you that will come out? Probably. Can you imagine if everybody will have read their stories in life? Nelson Mandela, people that have gone to prison, Mary Slessor, Ajayi Crowd, Mother Teresa, all of them, if they had not gone through what they went through, what are we going to be reading? Maybe your creator packaged you in a way that we can read about you and other generation will be strengthened. That's why I told myself, if you don't need me, my generation needs me. I open my mouth now. Things comes out without being scripted, without scripting anything. It's being scripted because the thing I'm saying have touched, I've felt, I've handled. And some of you don't know. All of you, what people don't understand is, the makeup, the facade, the cover up and everything. We are living in a world of facade, a world of cosmetic makeup. Please, if you are going down in anything, no matter how bad, I was telling someone, I said, don't worry, you can come out. I told her, go and ask for financial help. Call people to help you. She said, nobody's answering. I said, another person will answer. When one door closes, another one will open. Some of us, is pride that is killing us, and things will still be better. And so many people have seen in this life that they've gotten to zero and they are now heroes. From zero to hero, from nothing to surplus, from ashes to beauty, beauty for ashes. I've seen a lot. And listen to me, every story building has a story to tell. There's nobody in this earth that has become anything that will not have a success of a story of pain before they have their success story. They would have had their story of pain, shame, embarrassment, humiliation, quarter to shame, embarrassment. Really, divinity just stepped in and it's like, wow, you mean I could be this? Wow. There's no one. Every star has a scar. Profitable wisdom. Every star has a scar. We only turn it to stars. We turn it to stars. Somebody said, oh, that woman is strong. Please, can you go and check the signs of bullets? Oh, that person is a general in the army. He must have missed a lot of bullets. That toughens him, toughens her. Listen to me. Whatever happens to you, don't chicken out. It could be a test for strength, a test for greatness, a test for wisdom. Profitable wisdom. I've been through a lot. If I tell you the way I stopped gossiping, I think I've said it in one of the episodes. I can't remember. Maybe I'll say it again some other time. You can't quote me again till I die. It's not possible. I learnt it losing my mind. You see, she killed herself and 2 kids. I lost my mind. They gossiped that 8 of us gossiped in 8 block of flats was on my head. So I see, I keep quiet. I see, I don't talk. Can you quote silence? Somebody writes it there for me. You can't quote silence. You can't quote silence. You can't quote silence. Write it, please. You can't quote silence. Is anybody trying to ask question? Listen. It could be a stretch. That present situation, that challenges, that husband doing something, children are not doing well, business are not working, you lost money, you're not feeling good in your health. It could be a stretch. And rubber band is useless until it's stretched. Probably you are being stretched to be strong, to help other people and make others enjoy the bliss of life. Thank you, everyone. Any question before I leave us today? Anybody asking questions? Yes. Any question from anyone? Don't forget, punchlines. Your present situation is not your final destination. Might be stretched. Don't keep quiet. You're sick as your secret. Those are the punchlines. You can't keep quiet. Why would you kill yourself and your children because of fights with your husband? Who does that? Or fight with your wife. You now get into addiction. You are smoking, you are drinking. It's unnecessary. Cry out. Seek help. Anything you cover will decay. You can't concentrate. You are depressed. You are losing your mind. You don't have strength. Energy is depreciating. You are depreciating or dissipating. Thank you. Energy is dissipating. You are losing energy. You are losing strength. Cry out. Just know that danger is here. Or you are thinking consistently to kill yourself. Or you overeat. Or you don't feel like eating. Your energy is dissipating. You are losing strength. You are just losing. You can't put yourself together. Quickly seek help before it's too late. It can be too late. Life is too short to take your life. Prophet was ministering to one woman randomly in the congregation had an abortion, and the prophetic word came that the star in the family was the one that she aborted. The question is, she had 1001 reasons to abort. Maybe there's no money, maybe she got pregnant with having a 2 months old baby in the hand, or maybe after postnatal was when she discovered she was pregnant. Reasons. But if she thought of it, this is a stretch, I can't take life, I didn't give life, let me endure, she would have kept the star in her family. But she has aborted the child, and the blood of that child was crying. That's another food for thought. Profitable wisdom. You can talk to someone, share, don't keep quiet. If she had talked to someone, probably the person would have entered the realm of the supernatural and said, please, can you just hold on, go to someone that will take care of you and your pregnancy, please don't abort the baby. Probably, I'm not sure, I'm just thinking, probably maybe that child would have lived. They would have kept the prophet in their family, the hero of their family, the star in the family. And there's no child that is an accidental discharge. Maybe I'm talking to someone contemplating an abortion. Please don't. Except the doctor says, I told you there's selective abortion. That one, I should tell you the story another time. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Any question, for listening? I celebrate everyone that will listen later. Please try and share this. If you notice maybe some of your friends, or your friend is telling you at work, I'm just tired, I'm fed up, I don't feel like living, please share this with them. I appreciate you for listening. I'll see you next week. Thank you.